Hello boys and girls, it's me, Cool Yoshi. Welcome you back to my 100% playthrough of Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition for Nintendo Switch. Game everyone seems to be talking about nowadays, at least in this channel. In the last video, we left off while doing Yuga's first part of challenge mode. What else? Talking about some other fun stuff along the way, and now we get to do his second part, which means it's survival battle time. Yes, this is probably going to be a bit trickier than normal, but we'll do our best. But at the same time, I think he is a great character. He has some really good stats compared to the other ones we've been using lately, so that's a good thing, I think, yeah. And of course, just so you all know, after this part is done, we will be just doing hero mode again. Because that means I can do other stuff, I'm going to try and speed up the playthrough a bit. So instead of 2 videos per week on this secondary playthrough, you're going to get 3 videos a week. Honestly, the only reason I did 2 videos a week is because it didn't make sense for me to partly do a character but not finish them. It just felt kind of off for me. So I figured by doing one character, slowly but surely get this out of the way, and it worked a lot better. Believe me, if you try and do this all at once, it'd be a lot more tedious and probably not get fun after a while. By balancing out and just slowly doing it over the week, I don't lose any interest in the game, but at the same time, I still be very fun. If I were to overall rate the setup, challenge mode is kind of like that 1-hour mode when I rate the setups. And it's fun the first couple of times you do it, but once you actually have to like do it with every character, it just gets really repetitive. Repetition, and it just feels way too tedious. It's the same thing as over and over again. It's unlike the other missions where at least the adventure missions were slightly different enough where one might sometimes be really hard and you'll have to actually like play the game properly and know what to do, and you'd have to learn stuff with each character. The only thing that really matters here is, you just have to learn somewhat different strategies for each character. But once you know them, in the end, you're still doing the same stuff over and over again. Like for these battles, we're still using Magic Fountain Plus and Fairy Magic on every single panel, so we can quickly get a high amount of troops defeated, because that's the fastest way to get a good amount defeated otherwise. And then we just use our combos with the character that's fast over and over again until we just finish them up. There's not much really to say afterwards. Probably not the best time to do that. I forgot to mention, if you defeat our captain while another nation is playing, you can prevent it from doing another voice line later. It's just the way it works, I guess. It's weird. Thank you, Wedge. I do hope Age of Calamity has actual proper voice lines. That'd be cool to hear. Zelda, or well, Link probably would not say, but Zelda and others, it would be really interesting to see. If you're wondering why I'm playing that and not Age of Calamity and not Breath of the Wild first, well, that's because I actually like following storylines pretty well, and Breath of the Wild, the Age of Calamity, Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity actually takes place as a precursor. As a prequel, prequel to Breath of the Wild. Surprised probably haven't hit much, but it's a great game. It's really fun, and I figure it'd be more interesting to play that game first versus playing Breath of the Wild first. And I think it somewhat worked out now, because now, guess what guys, I guess I should probably mention part of the reason why I haven't done other Hyrule Warriors, more specifically Wild or Calamity is you guys are gonna get a special treat instead. Yeah, you're gonna get a special treat. So Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, they're both going to be played on the Switch 2. I already have the Switch 2 version installed on both of those, so that means you're gonna actually see a full playthrough of it 100% on the Switch 2, which still includes the DLC from earlier. So it's basically kind of like Definitive Edition was for this game, where it's just straight up includes all the content from the original. But on top of it now also includes some really good graphics, very fast flows. That'd be interesting to see how it runs as a result. Another game I'm also looking forward to doing, maybe as a playthrough if I run out. I've already gotten Kirby. You might remember Kirby and Forgotten Land. I have Star Crossroads installed right now on my Switch 2, which is the DLC content there. So, we'll be doing that as well at some point when we get a chance. If anybody's wondering about the Mario Party content, I have no idea. All I do know is there's one specific thing in there I will not want to do. You'll probably know why. Because it has a certain requirement that I do not have, that I do not want to spend my money on. I'm not gonna mention it. I might still buy it anyways, just so I can play it with my family, because they do like Mario Party quite a bit, but I did quite a bit with that game already. I'm not sure if I want to do more with that, unless it's the extra content. Even then, the extra content, looking at it now, doesn't really seem interesting. But I don't know. I won't know until I actually played it, so maybe I will buy it but play it off screen instead. If it ends up being interesting, maybe I'll give it a try. I don't know. You know, some interesting stuff though. But anyways, enough of that. We need to do... it's too late now to figure out... Oh, I think we did... I think I did see myself put on anti-boss formula. Trying to remove that would just waste more time than it's worth, so we'll just do this. These captains die at the same rate anyways, and I'll know exactly if anti-boss formula is used or not. If you try to defeat the bosses without using weakness or whatever, try to defeat them without smashing them right away, you'll know almost immediately that they're not taking a lot of damage. So you can kind of tell if you've used it or not. Whereas you'll do a large amount of damage if you've used it. You'll do not as much damage if you've not used it at all. There's still quite a bit back here. However, we still have to get 1,600 troops defeated. I have 20% confirmed that you only need 1,600 troops for the first 3 missions. Fourth mission, I'm never too sure. It's possible they could have been lazy and made it 1,600. If that's the case, you can do that even faster. No, but I like to still go for 5,000 troops because just having them out having a really massive KO count just looks much cooler than not having a massive KO count in comparison. Just doesn't feel right for some reason for me. perfectly there. A lot more troops than before, simply because we had so much more going into that. That should be enough, hopefully, for now. Just defeating the remaining enemies will just get through pretty easily. Well, apparently Sheikah was you that wasn't going to last on against me, clearly. Tough to defeat anyways, but we have they would be just as fast to do this versus doing them the slower way. We're actually getting some good luck for once. And Undle is coming right over. Almost never happens. And Undle's one of the slowest moving bosses, so it sometimes takes a while for him to go over. Went right for me. See, I wish all bosses did this. Went straight for us. There's no reason for them not to do that after all. The only problem is we might get down. That's fine. So I don't care. I have to run over to the area anyways. So it might just waste just as much time as it would take me to run over anyway. Just doing that combo is enough to take out our drag right away. I think if I want to eventually defeat these ones quick, we need multiple hits. So just doing this is probably fastest way to defeat them. Since Goans can actually block certain attacks, we want to basically do as much damage as we can. I just realized when they close their shield, you can get hit by that. Alright. We're in fast enough to save the allied troop, but that's fine. I don't really care about him. It's already at the end anyways. Alright, before I forget, this is the last time we're going to see Yuga's victory animation. Each of these look really cool, by the way. I just realized this has all the sages from A Link Between Worlds that you have to rescue in that game. And Zelda's included it within them as well, which you might have briefly just noticed. Anyways, yeah. I do wish more games could do multi-world stuff. Have characters from other games you probably don't recognize otherwise. So yeah, cool. Anyway, onto survival battle. Level 3. Get to use this once more. And then there'll then this next time will also be the last time we see anti-boss formula being used, because in an attempt to make this video and next series not boring, we're going to... Next videos of this playthrough not boring, we're going to be trying to beat the entire game without using any fairy magic or using fairy skills. I guess I should mention, yeah. We did all that training with the fairy, yet we're not going to use them in the legend mode. It's actually already slower to use them in legend mode already, but in the end, it's still a pretty cheesy way of beating the game, and I think by instead not using them, it makes the run a lot more interesting. You have to actually use the skills. I'll also be playing it in legend mode, not free mode. That's why I mentioned I'm not going to be playing these characters for a bit, because legend mode will limit you to whichever character or characters you can pick into the game. You can pick multiple different characters potentially, and we might see a few of them, but because I'm also still trying to go fast, I think I'm just going to pick a recommended character for each map to make it go faster, because some of them do have weakness, as they can fight against certain bosses. Obviously, certain bosses are weak to certain elements, so if we can do that, it makes the battle go way faster. Okay, just using that attack is good enough, it seems. And this is one of the longer battles, so I probably do not want to actually use magic that much often. Alright, here we go. Now we defeat the magic stretch troop over here first. Okay, that was pretty quick. Defeated all those bosses pretty quickly there. Alright, we'll use magic now. Rather than later. Honestly, looking at it now, oh, what am I doing? Let's just actually smash this fast. This is on the harder difficulty level, so it may not be easy to advance. We will not use specials though, so already almost dead, so we'll just do that instead. So yeah, it's probably was just faster to let it attack, but it's Manandla. I don't trust Manandla. Probably easier to just defeat him normally. Oh yeah, there's one over on the edge, but then there's another on a different edge. I'm gonna try defeating this one first this time. I usually defeat the other one on the side first. The other one lately, most of the time, isn't in our Magic Fountain Plus Bombos area of effect, which, by the way, this fairy you see on them, yeah, that's Bombos. It reduces all their defense. Another reason why fairies are so broken is just reduce the defense of everything. Anti-boss form in particular also makes certain bosses better. Keep in mind, I'm not banning full use of magic, obviously, in the playthrough. I will, however, probably not use it. It's not really that useful in legend mode itself. So we'll have to try to find magic again to get our legendary stuff. So it'll basically be as if we're playing on the original game all over again. Alright, I do want to get 1,000 troops defeated now, so let's just do this now. Yeah. Wow, it's taking a long time. Oh. I think I got to skip for the 1,000 enemies. It said to be 1,000 enemies, but it didn't say. It didn't say. It didn't say that I needed something else. Still don't like that either I can dodge their attack for that reason or another. Can't stop it. It's kind of annoying whenever he does that. Alright. Okay, good. That was pretty fast. What? They're still in our area of effect? Okay, that works, I guess. By the way, don't worry about taking damage here. Again, we can take as much damage as we want for the A rank, and we'll still be able to get it just fine. All that matters is we keep ourselves in mind for it. Taking a slightly different route here, just based off of where finished. We'll just use one more over here and we should be fine. Let's just take out Ganon first. Why not? Just feel like doing that. Then we'll defeat the Dark Xanths once again. Focus on going towards the rally captain next, so we can finish him off first. So otherwise we might get a dialogue at the end before we can move on to the plane. And no, I'm not talking about that to be weird, by the way. At the end, it's possible for it to not move on to the next wave if there's dialogue box already that one you just saw there. If you didn't see it or it won't tell you that you defeated the bird assassin squad until a little bit later. So by the time it knows at the right time, you can actually go for this slightly faster. Oh, this is back again. So you want to use Extreme Crush against specifically Ganon whenever he does that attack, otherwise he will just not die for like almost a full minute almost. Or At least 30 seconds. That's how long that stupid laser attack takes. Whenever I see that attack, I use Extreme Crush. Interrupt him. Even though it cannot knock him down, it does at least interrupt his attack. Help out that one particular attack animation. Fortunately, it's random which attack Ganon does. One's probably the worst RNG. You have to use Extreme Crush to go faster. And not just that, too. Like, the attack makes them incredibly hard to hit, too. So you definitely want to Extreme Crush it if you have it. That attack, because then you can hit him easier that way. Alright. Just one more battle to win. We may have pocketed this win. Oh, there's still one more battle to go. Everyone's getting a bunch of weapons today. It's like 3 times in a row I have to sell characters weapons. I might have to start selling more of them more often at the end. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't. I don't feel like it's worth it yet, because we still have quite a few battles to go where they could get too many weapons. Alright, first off, we need to make sure we do this. Good thing I remembered, I almost didn't there. Alright, I heard that, so which means we're good. Yeah, that's the sound that tells me that we're ready to begin this. That means we definitely have Anti-Oz for you on, though it could be something else. Of course, I would know. Of course, if we do accidentally use the wrong command, it's not that hard to just change it later. Alright, let's just do this now. Whoa, what the heck? Did I use that twice? I have no idea what happened. Something weird happened. I'm really tanky this time around. Whatever, my attack still destroys them pretty quickly anyway. The AoE that I use there. Trying to take them out one at a time. We interrupted him with that. This is Goma, it's not going to go down normally, otherwise it's going to take forever. Alright, got her pretty quickly as well. No, we're not close to 1,000 troops, but we get so much more in the later waves anyway. Not gonna really matter what they do now. And you have so many troops to defeat. Yeah, you don't need that much to get the anything. Special out of this. Why did I move it there? I was not aimed over there, I'll say that much. I'm pretty sure that stick was facing the right way there. He's already so weak. We'll just take that down out as well. You know, Redead's definitely one of the most annoying enemies in the game. The fact that you can just normalize the other side is incredibly annoying, and very few characters have ways to counteract that. Sometimes they'll do it from range for no reason or another. There's no way of predicting it. You just have to figure out when they're gonna do it and move appropriately. Well, thankfully Yuga's pretty good at taking out Redead, so that helps out me, knowing that they can do that pretty quickly. Okay, I'm gonna try to save our drug for last, maybe. He'll come to me like he sometimes does. And meanwhile, we'll take out our troops first. Try to bait him into coming to me. Doesn't always work, but for some reason I don't really like flying most of the time. He's already over here, so we can save a little time by taking him out. The other dude. I think it's also pretty fast to take him out, so we can knock him down and still be fine. And because it's on a high difficulty level, it'll probably not have taken him out if we had not done that specifically like that. Kind of like Brave Battle Level 3. Alright, we want to get this parts right away because this is a full hail. It's kind of weird. Unlike the other modes where you often get full heals more regularly with Ganon and Cucco, you only get one full heal with which is actually kind of tough to deal with. Keep going. Wow, that was fast. They spawned it pretty much immediately. Mostly focusing on the Dark One as Ganon happens to be defeated while doing it, that's fine by me. Now we get like quite a few minutes to defeat other troops while we wait. Now we get to basically attack for a few minutes. So just take out our anger on some level instead. Okay, well that Moblin definitely dropped in material, so I don't know what was about what the heck was happening with those other mobs that weren't dropping materials, even though we were defeating like so many of them in the Brave battle. Could be there is a hard cap, or maybe we were just getting unlucky and not getting anything. I hope you guys are believing when I say I defeated like thousands of arrow boss in that area, yet we didn't get nearly as many materials as I thought we would from them. I didn't mean to push it that far. I wanted to defeat some enemies, but oh, okay. It ended early. Alright, that works out for me. Because there was a race line already playing out when I did that. Their ranged attack is probably the most annoying because it makes you want to get close to them, but then they have the attack where they don't. And they're just, it's just close to you. So it's like, I'm gonna be close to them, but then they will just do the stupid ranged attack instead. That's what makes them read it so freaking annoying. Right? Right? Okay. Trying to get my magic back up here. Just funnel Sia into a corner real quick. That. magic here should be fine for, let's get rid of this Dark God Drug first so we can not have to deal with him later. Whoa, where did all that come from? Okay, there's way too many enemies here, actually. Dude, we're taking a lot more damage than I'm used to. We only had, like, before, but usually we avoid all the enemies and just deal with them all at once. But now there's so many that got unexpectedly low, right? See, this is what I mean by, like, if you're not max level, you could die really fast in this specific one. Large captains that were there that helped out a bit. Yeah, I wasn't quarter heart of damage. Which is not good. Well, we still have a full healed again, so let's go ahead and get that, assuming it's still there. Yeah, see, it doesn't really matter how much you take in the end. You can take as much damage as you want, and you can still get the aiming just fine. You need to worry about is if you're on a quarter of a heart, then it gets bad. This frickin' again? That was dumb. I'm gonna make you down, right? Hey, for once he died right away this time because he wasn't doing an attack when I finished him off. Caught him not doing an attack for once. There we go. Last part of challenge mode now is fully done. We already saw the victory animation, so we're not gonna show it again because we have other things to show now. Well, it's scary at the end because of the way I did that. Normally I just defeat Sia first. Normally I defeat the Dark Seas first and then the other enemy, but I've lately been doing the other stuff. I think I got caught between two bosses there. That's probably what happened. Anyways. Let's just look over everyone now. So, Yuga's battle and boss challenge are done, but if we look on everyone more, then see that. Doing it. Yep, absolutely. All of them have completed boss challenge at the very least. A rank. Let's see who had the best score on each one. Young Link did well on Survival Battle level 4. Sheik was best on level 3. Level 2 as well. And on level 1. So Sheik got the best time overall on that. Sia was best at Brave Battle level 3. Young Link got good Brave Battle level 2. Vinda was good at 1. Wizrel was fastest at 2,000 enemies. That's no surprise. He's a pretty good character there. Sheik did best at 1,500 enemies. She had the fastest good time. And Yuga more recently did 1,000 enemies fastest. Not by much, but it was enough, apparently. And then Battle Challenge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm not good at count anymore. But you could see, just slowly going forward. Maybe I'll go a bit slower, I don't know. But yeah, just looking through it one last time. There you go. See, we've done battle and boss challenge A rank with all characters, which means the challenge board portion of this 100% is done. Let's see who did the best. Wizard did the best at this mode. Young Link was best at Rush Battle, but that's simply because he had the most shells, but Young Link is also Young Link, so he's kind of broken. And then Zelda, funnily enough, did 800 enemies the best, probably because we just got lucky with her using specific times. What about the others? Next closest was probably Young Link or Tingle, at least in time alone. Overall, though, Zelda was best at that. Alright, so then also looking at Ganon's Fury mode, as you can see, it's all A ranked. And Cuckoo's Fury, it's also all A ranked. And I'll show the max level too, because you won't see the max level at first, but yeah. That means there's only one thing left to do now. We have to actually play through all Legend mode on the Hero difficulty, which is the hardest difficulty in the game. And the way this is gonna work for here, we're going to basically go in the order according to the storyline, which means Sia's Tale will be partially played first, and then from there we're just gonna go in kind of the linear order which most people would play the storyline, and just play the other storylines as they come up to not waste time. So we'll be going through Sia's Tale and Linko's Tale at the same time as we're going for the main storyline. But otherwise, all we have to do is beat each level in Legend mode on Hero difficulty, and that's that. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video where we hopefully start tackling Legend mode on the hardest difficulty, which is the Hero difficulty. Until then, see you guys later. Rate, subscribe for more content. I'll see you guys later. Bye!